Well, welcome back to Off Track. We got a new setup here. Jordan, why don't you go ahead and say hey to the people out there in the world?
Hello.
And I got Ricky Evans here.
Yeah. Appreciate you having me on your show.
Yeah, welcome to the Big Boy Podcast.
Yeah, well, I appreciate this. This is nice. We got a romantic fire going along beside us. And
you just had to wear the same outfit as me today, too, huh?
Look, we do that way too much. Down to the shoes almost,
Yep.
Ricky, is this your first time on our show?
This is my first time on Off
really?
Track. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's why.
I did not realize you're
Yes.
We've
been on his like a million times, but he's never been on ours.
I've bounced on all three of them. So
I'm now the special guest.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I said. Welcome to the Big Boy Podcast.
Gotcha.
Yep.
It is neat that now we have three people that we can do this with now.
Yeah, I'm really, really digging this setup, and I'm so happy that we could figure this out.
Yeah.
All thanks and credit goes to Jordan.
Yep. Shout out to 5 West Media. You got me and Josh representing 5 West Media, and you've got Jordan Blake.
I really wish I knew you guys were going to wear those hats. I would have worn mine.
You are 5 West Media, though.
Yeah.
I am.
You got your shirt on?
I do have my shirt.
Oh, even better.
Well, this
Look
is
at that.
part podcast, part striptease right here.
Look, we get crazy on here. We were talking about aliens with Jay. What else were we talking about with him?
I have that episode, Off Track, episode 8. I have it titled as like aliens, ghost stories, and spiders or something.
That's right.
Like
He
that.
told that spider story. That was
Yeah,
wild,
that's
man. It was wild.
I can't wait to see it.
That was a good episode. That was one that I wish we had this set up on because I jumped in a lot.
Yeah.
There was even one part where I literally jumped in.
Yeah, he was right behind me.
So this setup's definitely going to be a lot better.
He just said, no, you're no longer talking anymore. Here's the mic.
Yeah, just come steal the mic. It's
He
my
was
show
like
now.
right over my head. I didn't want to look back and thinking we were making out back there.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned for episode 14 where that happens.
Yeah. Well, off camera stuff happens. You never know. But I do owe Jordan some lunch today, so we will make sure that I get him some.
For
Do you have anywhere in particular you're wanting?
that. Someplace that's relatively close that we can go and still be back. I don't want to have to drive across town. You guys like Mexican food?
Mexican food, is that? You want Mexican?
Mexican food.
That sounds good.
Well, here's the thing. I brought my lunch because I forgot about the fact that you were buying me lunch today, and I brought I brought stuff to basically make quesadillas. Not quesadillas, sorry. Tacos.
Tacos, yeah.
And now I guess I'm craving it now. That or maybe barbecue.
Ooh.
So whatever you guys want to do.
Well, so my
Now,
buddy Keith just opened up the Dad Bod Dive Bar right on the other side of downtown.
Yeah, that's
So
a barbecue.
if you like barbecue and brisket.
I'd be fun.
Yeah, especially since you put no brisket under my damn name.
Yeah.
And the last one.
I can do it again. So careful.
Yes.
Hey, listen here. Do you want me to tell the story?
Yeah, tell the story. Please tell the story.
All right. So I was supposed to bring brisket for our Thanksgiving potluck.
He was.
I might have screwed up a little bit. And a little bit. And so water got into my auger of my smoker and completely destroyed it. And I had the brisket sitting there ready to rock and roll. Still got it sitting in my damn fridge. Still haven't done anything to it. And now I'm probably just going to cook it and take it up for Thanksgiving and really piss y'all off.
Yeah, just throw it in crock pot.
I'm going to throw it in the oven.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it in the oven and let it go for a little bit. I've never cooked one in the oven, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And I know I've been craving brisket all week.
You dumbass had to send me the picture.
Yeah. So I got to stop by Buc-ee's down in Florence. Love that place. It's like a 80-minute, $80 bathroom stop. But the brisket sandwich.
See, I don't like how they do their brisket sandwiches, though. They chop it up, and I don't like chopped brisket.
They've got the sliced.
They do?
So they've got the option.
Okay.
I prefer the chopped.
So
And then
you like more like pulled pork brisket.
Pretty much, yeah. But then I stopped on the way back home and got a
The slice?
breakfast brisket taco.
Was that sliced or chopped?
It was chopped.
Chopped still.
Yeah.
See, I just like the slice because when you chop it up, I feel like you get too much fat instead of actual the meat.
Yeah, I can see that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I prefer it just sliced instead of chopped up like that. I'd rather my pulled pork be like that.
So I know y'all have done the Am I the Asshole on this podcast before, right?
I did it twice with Teray.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One was like a main episode, and the other one was kind of like a touched on. It was like, this was a good podcast, but let's go back to what we were doing last time because it was really fun. So let's do a couple more stories.
Do we have some today?
You're
going through 'em right now?
on the Reddit page, going through as your guys,
That's
guys
nice.
were talking and trying to find it.
I did find one. If I can go over this right quick.
Yeah,
The
let's
initials,
hear it.
the initials are JS, and it says, "Am I the asshole if I teased everybody for 3 weeks that I was bringing brisket?"
Yes.
The answer would be yes.
How about you?
I
know what?
you want to say, but you're holding yourself back.
You know what?
And I do appreciate that.
No, I'm gonna just say, don't make me call your stepdaddy, okay?
There we go. I knew where you were going with it.
Because
I do appreciate you holding back.
Because I'm not gonna tell that story on air. I'll let that one just be mine.
He'll flash his phone number right here on the bottom if you want to know.
Look, if you call me, I probably won't answer anyways. No, but man, so Thanksgiving's coming, and while Jordan's looking that up, what you got planned, man?
Oh man, so we're actually going to go do Thanksgiving over at my mother-in-law, Anne Marie Gay. She's one of our agents here. Her and her husband do a big Thanksgiving every year. Cooking 2 turkeys. He's got the Creole butter injectors and everything.
Is he frying them or smoking them? What's he doing?
I'm not 100% sure. I prefer fried. I'm a fried turkey guy.
Yeah.
As long as you don't burn the house down.
Fair enough.
You know. But I think oven.
Oven?
I want to say oven.
That's the worst way to do it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean,
I used to, I don't like turkey anyways, but I used to fry all the turkeys for the office. I did fry the turkey for our office.
My wife and I were actually talking about that the other day. She was watching a TikTok and she was like, "I don't know why people fry turkeys." I was like, "It's food. I just don't care anymore." We usually do it in the oven.
Yeah.
But we spatchcock it, where we basically rip the spine out and like push it down and kind of crack it. So the
That's
amount of
interesting.
time,
I've never heard
the
of
amount
that.
of time it takes to cook cuts it in half. Like. Actually, instead it's like, how long does it take to like put one in the oven for? Because it takes like a long time to do it properly.
It's
What's-
whatever per
hours.
pound it is. It depends.
Yeah, because it can take up to like 6 hours or something like
Yeah.
that. This way, it'll do like 2 to 3 hours instead.
Yeah.
It literally halves the time, and it's
That's-
just as good.
That's usually about how long it takes me to deep fry a turkey. It's not very long. It's
Yeah.
normally about like 2 to 3. Depends on how big it is.
I'm
Yeah.
excited because I'm gonna my sister and her family are doing Thanksgiving this year, so I get to go to South Carolina and spend it with them and all my.
Oh yeah,
nieces
where
and
are you
nephews.
going in South Carolina?
I don't know.
You don't even know where you're going?
Well, I have the address, but
Oh.
that's kind of it. I just put it in the GPS and just let it.
Oh, what city? Do you
Jesus
know?
take the wheel. I don't know, dude. I'm not
Damn.
gonna.
I don't even know where he's going.
I don't. I have the address. I'm gonna punch it in the GPS and then I'm gonna go.
The
I know it's
GPS.
2 hours away. It's 2 hours.
It's
and
2
12
hours?
minutes. That's good enough for me.
So that can't be too far.
No,
No.
it's got to be
A little bit past Florence, right?
a little bit past Florence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll get to stop by Buc-ee's and get some brisket.
Oh yeah, I'm always stopping by Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been there.
You've never been to
You've
Buc-ee's?
got to go
Never
to
been.
Buc-ee's, dude.
Never been.
How the hell have you not been to
Oh,
Buc-ee's?
man.
You're like the most freaking redneck guy I know.
I know, but I don't know what it is. I like to make my own brisket.
I'm gonna let that one slide. Okay, so I have 4 different stories.
Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
And this was me just hopping on, going through, trying to find ones that are like have a lot of likes to them.
Okay.
There you go.
Because
Okay.
that's usually the one that gets like,
No,
the most
here we go.
traction.
This is gonna be some crazy ass shit
It's
right
gonna
here.
be some crazy.
Now, 3 of these have over 1,000 likes. One of them has almost 400, but the name, like the title of this, I could not pass.
All
up.
right, let's do it.
Am I the asshole for rejecting a gifted kitten 26 hours after my pet passed away?
All right, so say that one more time.
Am I the asshole for rejecting a gifted kitten 26 hours after my pet passed away?
That's a very specific amount of time.
Yeah,
too.
right?
Yeah.
So, here's the story.
Okay.
My girlfriend, 31, and I, 30 years old, recently lost a beloved family member, our newly 20-year-old cat. Old cat. I have always said that when she passed away, I might consider adopting elderly cats. I've had her since I was 10 and took over full-time care when I was 21. She passed away a week ago, and we've been in deep mourning ever since. The day after she passed, my dad knocked on the door. My girlfriend answered and asked why he was there. He said, I just felt like giving you a hug. They hugged, and she told me he was here. I hugged him too and said, your mom came down too. Said, wow, they're adding a lot of details that nobody cares about. I said it was lovely to blah, 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 blah. My girlfriend immediately looked concerned and asked you. Oh, okay.
You're the asshole for writing this story.
I said it was lovely of them to visit. That's why my mom walked through the entryway smiling and holding a cat carrier.
Oh.
My girlfriend immediately looked concerned and asked, you haven't? I asked if they had brought down our other cat, but they said no. After this, I realized they were trying to gift us a kitten, the same breed as our recently passed cat. My girlfriend and I were both shocked/upset. I told them we appreciated the thought, but didn't want it. They asked if they could bring the kitten inside to use the litter box since it had been in the car for an hour. Reluctantly, we agreed, which we now regret. I didn't want the poor kitten to suffer because of this. They told us the kitten was only 8 weeks old, needed a home. They also mentioned it was already litter trained all while placing it, so it was a good cat.
Yada, 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 yada.
Yada, yada, yada. I reiterated that while we appreciate the thought, it only had been just over a day since our cat passed. Oh, so this was only a day after.
Yeah, 26 hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. My mom chuckled at this. When I saw the tiny kitten trying to climb out of the litter box, I started crying. My girlfriend asked if I wanted to step into the other room to calm down. I went to get a drink and compose myself. Meanwhile, my girlfriend repeatedly asked my mom, them to take it and leave. Instead, they kept talking about how cute it was and tried to get her to hold it. My dad said, "Oh, so they were trying to like fully force this
cat on them." Okay,
they're not the asshole.
No, there's still a little bit more. My dad said he'd get it, but just wandered around following it, hands in the pockets. Finally, my girlfriend raised her voice, telling them to pick up the kitten and leave. I returned to console her, and at that point, they finally picked up the kitten and headed out. I followed them to make sure they were leaving. My mom was already in the car, and my dad lingered at the door. While saying goodbye, he apologized, saying that my mom was sorry as well. He asked, will you ever get a new cat? I replied, I'm not sure, but if we do, it won't be that kitten.
Okay.
After that, I went back inside to console my girlfriend. Now my parents are messaging me, first trying to pretend it didn't happen, then me asking for space with them responding, I'm in a mood over a kitten and it was out of love. I've asked them for space, but they aren't respecting it. Meanwhile, my girlfriend is worried that she overreacted and lost her composure. I can't shake the feeling that I messed up with my parents. Their persistent messages begging me to reconnect only makes things worse. I keep questioning if I overreacted. Am I the asshole?
So is he trying to reconnect with his parents? Is his girlfriend keeping her away? That kind of sounds like a little bit
no.
at the very end.
It seems like he's trying to reconnect.
No, what I think happened is the parents tried to do a good deed, right? So they lost a cat. So the very next day, they show up with a kitten that looks similar to the cat. First of all, no, you're not the asshole for, turning down the kitten because it's a day since you lost your 21-year-old cat.
It was like 20-year-old. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20-year-old cat.
It was an old cat.
So, I mean, this cat's been with you for the majority of your life. And I mean, dude's still in mourning, hasn't even got over, probably hadn't even buried the damn cat, in the backyard yet.
Yeah, that is literally like the immediate honestly, I'm surprised by like the 1 day shipping that these parents had.
The 1 day shipping.
Dead cat, got it. And they immediately
They were ready for that
I'm
cat.
kind of impressed, to be honest.
I feel like they had that cat on the back burner,
Yeah,
ready to go.
They
Knew
the cat was
that
dying.
cat was getting ready to die.
Right.
But for me,
Conspiracy, they killed the cat.
Oh my God.
They hated that cat.
me, I'm a little bit of a cynic. I don't really care. I mean, look, it's a cat. At the end of the day, I mean, I get it. It was part of your family, but it's a cat.
Right.
Like,
See,
it's not men's best friend.
So,
so
for the people with PETA, that was Josh that said that.
Look, I do not. I don't like cats.
Okay,
I don't
so
like cats.
I'm kind of with you on that for the fact that like I don't really care for cats myself. But
I see where they're coming from.
I'm a huge dog person, and if something like that happened with my dog, I
I wouldn't want
I feel
another
like
pup next day.
I wouldn't want that, especially if they got one that to try to look exactly like. I was like, I don't want
Right.
someone. I don't want them to try to replace
Your
my
old
dog.
cat.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, or dog,
so
whatever. Yeah.
so I understand that. So I don't think they're the asshole just for the fact that, like, I think the idea that the parents had was good intentions and what they were trying to do. I understand.
Good intentions,
But the fact
poor
that they try to
execution.
do it a day after
Right.
is where they
Maybe wait a week.
yeah.
Maybe wait a week.
I wouldn't have brought the cat over to them the
Oh yeah,
day
maybe
after.
like a suggestion
Yeah.
instead of just saying it's like, hey,
We got
here's
this cat.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, my friend Sally down the street, her cat just had kittens. This one looks just like, we'll name it Oscar. So this one
That's
looks
a
like
terrible
Oscar.
cat name.
It's not a terrible cat name.
Oscar?
People have weirder cat names.
Which one was a cat Milo notice? Was it
I
Milo?
mean, Mr. Bigglesworth, you know? No.
Mr. Bigglesworth.
I don't know. I like Oscar. If I had a cat, I'd name it Gisargo.
There
Name
you
it what?
go.
Gisargo. It's
is
from Skyrim, my favorite
Skyrim.
game.
Or Jafar or something, you know what I mean?
Jafar.
Yeah. Or Tigger, you know?
Tigger.
But anyways, you know, they could have
Simba?
Simba. Simba's a good name. Or Socks or Mittens or whatever.
Mittens.
But
yeah,
they
Mittens
could
is
have they could have sent over a picture of the cat and said, "Hey, you know, Becky with the good hair."
It's
down the
always a
street."
white girl's name with
So-
a cat.
Right.
So going
Basic white girl name, cat.
going over all the comments real quick. The verdict is not the asshole. A lot
Yeah.
of them have said.
Yeah.
But I do like this one comment. I just want to point it out before
Let's
we
hear
go
it.
into the next one. It said you did not not the asshole. You did not overreact in the slightest. Like, wow, WTF? Welcome to Fayetteville. You can
Yeah.
go check that out.
There you go.
How could their behavior possibly seem okay to anyone? One, it had only been 26 hours. Two, it is never okay to gift someone a pet without asking.
Yep.
Which,
Yeah,
good point.
yep.
Three, it has only been 26 hours. Four, even if it had been a year, this would not be okay. I disagree with that one.
Yeah.
A year's a
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
time.
A year is a long time, but if you go, like, I agree with the fact, like, don't bring it with you and just kind of, because
Right.
they
Yeah.
were forcing it on them.
Like,
And then
shoot 'em a text.
five, it has only been 26 hours.
Yeah. How about you send a picture like a normal person and say, "Hey, we got these
Yeah.
cats. Are you interested?"
Yes.
And
Yes.
also, even then, still wait.
Yeah.
Like, not right. It was like, dude, I heard your
What?
cat's dead. Here's a new one. Like,
Well, you can do it at a reasonable rate. Hey, I'm sorry to hear your cat died. I know you're going through a hard time. If you need any help, here's another cat. If you maybe want it,
Right.
then would this help you out? Move on in your grieving period.
Like, what would the mom think if, like, the husband died and the son came over and
Here's
was
a new
like,
husband.
"Hey, I'm sorry, Dad died, but here's Bill. Bill's real nice, you know, and he's 8 weeks old. You know, he's very cute. You know, here's
He
your.
he
here's
does
your
laundry,
replace- Yeah.
cuts the grass.
He's already laundry trained.
You know,
You know,
what's so funny is that at Metro Diner is one of my favorite food places.
It's a good place.
Here. I
That's
love
a
Metro
great
Diner.
good breakfast.
I took my grandfather there for his birthday for something. We were just having lunch. And the week after, I had an appointment with a client who was also an elderly man, same race as my grandfather. And I took him to the Metro Diner as well because I was just like, I like Metro Diner. That's a good place.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
yeah.
Good spot.
And I had the same waitress, and she came by and said, "It's like, so you brought someone else?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm trying out new grandpas." So then I was like, I gotta find another old white guy that I can bring every
my
single
God.
week.
Oh.
It just
That is amazing right there.
So when you bring these guys, are you buying the lunch?
for my grandfather, I bought the lunch. But the client bought lunch for me.
Well then never mind. I was gonna volunteer as a tribute, you know,
Oh,
with all
okay,
the gray
gotcha.
hair that I have.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
If
Well, I'm
you're
buying
not-
his.
I just swing
He's
by. I was
just-
like,
you're
I
not
needed a newer
buying.
model.
This guy's just making out. I'm buying him lunch today. What's going on here?
I know.
When am I gonna get lunch bought?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
You owe me lunch for something. I can't remember why. Oh yeah, it's this.
Yeah, this whole thing. Yeah.
It's this.
So
You love it. Don't get it wrong.
yeah, this is fun.
Especially now that we've given you a microphone.
Full reign
now.
over there.
Giving me.
I
I'll
mean,
put this
it's
together.
technically it's your setup, but still, you know
All
what
right.
I meant.
Let's hear what these assholes got to say over here. We got another one.
Yeah, so this next one is this was a day ago, so this is recent.
Oh.
Okay, actually, I think all of these are recent.
That's what I'm talking about.
All three. Okay, I think the other one was also. Okay, yeah, the other one was 10 hours ago.
Oh wow, so this happened like yesterday.
Yeah, all four of these stories are happening right now.
Wow.
Okay, next story. This one is also a little bit of text, so bear with it.
What's the title?
Am I the asshole for telling my dad's ex she can't stay with us even if she was evicted and lost her car keys at our house?
She was evicted and lost her car keys at
Yeah,
the
that was a
house.
lot at once, which is why I clicked on it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
This should be interesting.
Yeah.
I have been living with and caring for my father, who has dementia from Parkinson's and strokes for
Hold
the past
on,
few
time
years.
out.
Yep.
This man has dementia and he's got a girlfriend
I've been
or an
living
ex-girlfriend. That man is winning. He can forget her the second she leaves.
It's like he's got a new girlfriend every time she comes home.
That is
maybe that's why she's the ex.
Yeah.
A few months ago, one of his ex-girlfriends comes over and he starts telling me we need to give her stuff like one of his cars because she's falling on hard times. My dad is pretty easily manipulated and in his current state, so
shit.
this rang a lot of alarms. Yesterday, she rang a giant alarm bell when she showed up with her car full of stuff out of nowhere and pretended she couldn't leave. I say pretend because when it came time for her to leave, she said it was too dark for her to drive home, even if she found her keys. I told her she can't stay with us as we really don't have the space. She should try looking for her keys some more or figuring out how she's getting to a hotel she already said she rented. She said okay and went to her car and sat in complete darkness without turning on a cab light for 45 minutes.
Okay.
Then came back in. Well, that screams nut job. Then came back in and said she can't find them and tried looking everywhere and she can't even leave even if she found them anyways. I asked how, if it's too dark to drive, would she find her keys in her dark car without turning on a light? And she said, well, I was trying to compose myself. Yeah, all that extra was added in this.
Okay.
Even slurring her words, literally like if you asked an actor to tell the most unconvincing drunken lie possible. Then she said she was frazzled because I was trying to rush her and I need to respect my elders more. So flat out, I asked her if she was drunk and she changed the subject. I asked her again that she was doing in her car in the dark that whole time. She said she can't see and walked back to her car without saying anything. My dad, her car is they cannot type. I found out from
English,
my dad,
no good.
her car is full of her belongings because she was just evicted from her apartment due to refusing to pay her rent because she felt she was being overcharged at one of the cheapest places in town.
But wait, it sounds like he learned that fact or that after the fact. Like, he didn't know that she was evicted at first, right?
I found out from my dad her car was full of apartment refusing to pay her rent. No, it seems like this is something that they just kind of found out.
Okay.
What I think is happening is she doesn't have anywhere to go and was hoping she could just force us into letting her stay. I drove her to the hotel she says she rented and asked her again what she was doing in her car in the dark. She said she was in hell just sitting in a car with me and would never want to live with us, and she was feeling around in the dark for her keys. I told her that's really unbelievable and she needs to get her stuff today without any problems. I'm worried she will insist the keys are gone for good or just anything to try and invade our lives and keep this going as long as possible. My dad has already helped her out with money once and she seems desperate.
So I wonder how old this woman is first.
I wonder how rich the guy is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of want to know. Like, how... Because there's also a lot of cases like older gentleman, dementia, very wealthy.
Yeah.
Ex-girlfriend comes back to try to...
Take advantage of it.
Advantage,
Yeah. Like, that's not something that always happens, but it is something that has happened in the past before.
I don't know. There's a lot of holes in that story.
Yeah,
though.
there's a whole lot of holes.
There's
in
a
that
lot of
story.
missing pieces, man, that I can't really figure out.
But I mean, again, just like the last story, to just show up unannounced
Yeah,
and
again.
like expect that things are going to go your way is never going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Somebody asked, is your father elderly? You could try filing a complaint for elder abuse against her. If she is also elderly, they can get her services as well. Refusing
Sounds
to pay
like she
rent
needs
seems to like a strange reaction. The OP responded with He is 67. I don't know her age, but I would guess 60. So they're both around the same age.
Makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say he's not the asshole though.
No,
I'm gonna agree with that one.
I think this is a toxic
that
character
sounds
that
awful.
is kind of like thrown into their lives that they might want to try their best to avoid. This has over 3,000 likes.
Holy shit.
I would probably
The verdict on here is not the asshole.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if there's anybody who says that you are, but doesn't seem
There's
like
always
it.
going to be that one person, right?
It's gonna be hard to find that one person.
See, my favorite ones were the ones where it's like, yeah, you're 100% the asshole.
Well, if you think they're the asshole,
That's the one I want to find. Like, I want to find where this guy is just the asshole.
Yeah, I wanna
but
see if I
yeah,
can find
no. Again, I think this thing is like very, very slowly going down. I feel like I keep chasing it down, but
maybe.
Chasing the dragon over there.
I don't think that he's the asshole at all. I mean, he even drove her to the hotel to try to get her a place to stay. I mean,
And I guarantee it, she didn't have a place in that hotel.
probably not.
The
That's
way-
why she was sitting in the dark in
Yeah.
the car. I don't know.
I don't know. That whole story sounds fishy to me. I think I think there's a lot going on, and
There's a lot
and they need,
going on.
and she probably needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, maybe some drugs might be involved in that one.
Well, they said alcohol.
Yeah.
I asked if she was drunk. She was slurring her words.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
know. I mean, drugs will do that to you too.
Yeah.
But
Well, especially when you start mixing them,
yeah,
and then not sounding coherent a little bit, and then the way that she was responding to him. I think she said something about, I'm not going to talk to you anymore or something like that after he just drove her to the hotel.
right. Or that she was in hell being
Yeah.
in the car with him.
Yeah.
After he drove her to the hotel.
It's
Like,
like, bitch, I just took you to the hotel. How about I leave you on
Yeah.
the side of the road next time?
yeah. Yeah, just slam the door and lock it and call the police. Like, trespassing.
Yeah, I would just call the police after that and get them involved. All right, what we got next? Anything good?
So I was trying to find, because the other two already kind of show like a verdict where a lot of people agree that they're not the asshole, even though like our opinions might change.
Yeah.
But I did find one where it didn't say at the top about what the verdict was, but a lot of people in the comments seemed to be like
Mixed on it?
either mixed or like it seems like a lot of people saying that you're the asshole.
All
Okay.
right.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
here
go
we
ahead
go.
and do this one.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Gotta
Okay, am I
sit
the
up and
ass-
readjust for this one.
Am I the asshole for calling my dad's wife illiterate because I suspect that she is?
Bet you dumb.
I mean, I need some elaboration because I mean that's kind of asshole-ish, but I
Okay,
mean
this one's
if
gonna
she
be a
is,
doozy.
then
I can't wait for this one.
All right. The OP is 26 years old and their dad is 50. Has been
Wait, say that again?
the OP is 26 years old, so
Okay.
my age.
Okay.
And then her father is 50.
All right.
My dad has been with his partner Ann, 55 years old, for about 15 years. She had a really sad and rough upbringing, drug addict parents, foster care, didn't graduate high school, and we've never really gotten along. My dad recently had a back injury and told me that he was on paid medical leave for a month. But I learned from my grandma that he actually only took 2 weeks off using his remaining sick days and PTO. He went back to work once that time ran out, despite the fact that he was still having severe back pain. I went to visit him right after my grandma told me and confronted him about lying, to which he said that he didn't tell us because Ann was handling it, working on his FMLA paperwork. As we were talking, she came out and told me to leave it alone and said something like, "You're not the only one who knows how to do this stuff. I promise I've been filing out forms since before you were born." It's a known suspicion on my dad's side of the family that she's functionally illiterate, but no one ever talks about it when he's around. Her Facebook posts and texts never make sense and read like they're being spelled out by someone who is learning how to sound out letters. For instance, R as in O-U-R is always spelled A-R-E. Great, G-R-E-A-T, is spelled like G-R-A-T, like rat, etc. I've seen that she pretty much exclusively uses the voice typing feature and has Siri read all her texts. When he was a teenager, my brother got in a huge trouble with our grandma because 1 year on Anne's birthday, our dad got her a card, and my brother asked her to read it out loud, so she understandably called him an asshole.
Okay, so he is definitely the asshole for that.
Oh, that's funny. We're not close. So I obviously don't know whether she's actually illiterate. I checked in with them yesterday, 2 weeks after Anne told me to leave it alone, and asked how the FMLA paperwork was going. He said that he's feeling better, so he's just going to keep working. But he was walking fully hunched over last time I saw him. I asked my dad to put Anne on the phone so she could tell me what's going on. Anne said that this wasn't my business, but if we were really concerned, we would just give him money to support them so he can stay home. I honestly blew up after that and said, it should not take you a month to fill out a few forms. You know you're fucking illiterate, so let me just do the paperwork.
First of all, Jordan said the F word.
They hung up after that, and my dad hasn't talked to me since. I feel bad for using her struggles as an insult because I know that it's probably a huge insecurity. But the fact that she's not taking this seriously is blood boiling. I feel like the bluntness was warranted, but I still feel bad. Am I the asshole?
I'm gonna go with no on this one.
I'm torn.
I'm gonna go with no because that's their dad for one.
Yes. So yeah, I mean it's his dad, so he wants to make sure that the
I think it's a girl.
Paperwork.
It's a woman, isn't it, that wrote that? Is his daughter?
Yeah, daughter.
It's his daughter.
Okay. So she just wants her dad's FMLA paperwork to be like taken
Done.
care of properly, which completely understandably so. However, that's one of those things with like couples, like what button to press, right? So
Yeah, I mean,
this is something like that's been sitting in her back pocket. She's been waiting to say.
I know, but like to an extent, like you got to make sure your dad's taken care of, and
Right.
like, and it's obviously not getting taken care of,
Right.
and you can, and I know for me, the frustration would be like, yo, this is my dad. Like I'm about to I'm about to go off.
Yeah.
So for me, I can see why she would get mad because I know I would in that situation.
Right.
And I'd be like, you're dumb anyways. Give me them forms and let me do it.
Right. But at the same token, I mean, that is his wife too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of her territory to do that, to help her spouse out with filling out the paperwork and stuff like that. So I wouldn't necessarily say that she was in the wrong, although she might not be qualified to be doing that.
Well,
I
quit playing the line here. Is she the asshole or not?
She's the asshole for.
Is she the asshole or not?
No, he can explain himself. There is no yes or no.
No, she's.
No, I want to hear yes or no.
Well, yes, she is definitely the asshole for calling her illiterate, something that she knows the woman struggles with.
I mean,
hooked on phonics.
Well, the thing. Okay, so
You're never too old to learn something new.
So that's the thing. It's like for me, I get terrible upbringing and stuff, but they've been together
for how long?
For 15 years.
Yeah.
And Anna's now 55 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your kind of upbringing was. I also it said really sad and rough upbringing for drug addict parents, foster care, didn't graduate high school.
That sucks, but it's a mute point.
But that's a bunch of stuff that even if that happened all the way up until they got married and it's 15 years, you could still learn how to read and to fix that, and at least I don't know, have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
Now,
I think Floyd Mayweather can't read.
Somebody did ask for a good question. They said, "Info, why doesn't your dad fill out his own forms?" Which that's a good question.
That's a good point.
And somebody responded saying, "Right, I took FMLA 2 times in 23 years. One of those I almost died. On one, I just went to HR, provided the doctor's notes, and it was just a done deal."
Right.
OP ended up responding, saying, "I know how simple it is, which is why I'm upset that they won't just do it. She shouldn't be responsible for it at all, but she's the one who's taking responsibility for it whenever I ask. So it seems like she's kind of like inserting herself into saying, it's like, I'll
Right.
take care of
I'll
this.
take care of it.
As
Yeah.
I mentioned in my post, I was originally asking him for updates about it until she came in and let me know that she was handling it. It'd obviously be much easier if he just handled it his own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like it got blown way out of proportion.
Well, look, if the wife wasn't going to do it, she should just say, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
I mean, let's be real here. If you can't read, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. I mean, I don't sit here and think that I'm going to build a damn skyscraper. And I ain't built a skyscraper before.
Yeah.
So somebody else said, you're the asshole. This is your dad's issue, not Ann's. He should fill out his own forms or suffer the consequences. Sounds like he's chosen to suffer the consequences, so let him. He's a grown man who can take care of himself or not. So they're basically saying it's like this is his problem. Stay out of it.
Well, see,
I don't like the way.
I don't like that
Yeah,
either.
I don't like
yeah.
that.
Because
I don't
she
like that.
inserted herself into his issues.
Well, and there's probably a lot of times where people need to fill out that FMLA paperwork, but they're obviously taking time off
Yeah.
for a medical issue or emergency that they're not going to be able to fill out the FMLA paperwork. So that guy's an asshole for commenting.
Yeah.
that. You know,
Yeah,
he
and
doesn't understand the situation. Like, what if dad got hit by the
And he
thing
can't-
on
and
train
he can't
that
do it.
comes- Yeah.
I mean, you can be in anything, man.
It
Yeah.
seems like a lot of people saying you're the asshole, but it's like a really weird reason as to why. Like this one said, like that was just nasty. Why can't your dad fill out the forms? It seems like you're pushing something he isn't really fussed about. It was like honestly, I feel like the wife is a bit of an asshole
Well,
at this
can-
point because like why can't he just fill out his own forms?
Yeah.
Can we agree that the brother is an asshole for asking her to read the
No,
card
that was
out loud?
funny. That was
So,
funny.
in
No,
the
that was
same-
pretty funny.
And
That was funny.
it's hilarious. But in the same
funny,
way that
funny.
he's the asshole for that, she's the asshole for calling her illiterate
Mm.
in this situation. That's my reasoning.
So somebody here made a good point.
Okay, let's hear it.
Said you're the asshole. You make it pretty clear that you don't like Anne, never have. This was just your golden opportunity to insult her by calling her illiterate.
Yep.
Your
That's what you
attitude
said.
reeks of ableism and privilege, and you should check it now before you lose your relationship with your father. There's nothing stopping him from filling out his own FMLA paperwork, but instead he chose the hard road, which is frustrating, but he's an adult. That's his choice.
Yep.
So a lot of people are just saying is like you're the asshole because this honestly is something that, like I get that you're.
I think she's
stressing
just
for your
worried. She's
dad.
worried for her dad.
Yeah, you're worried for your dad, but
Yeah.
it also is just not.
You could have gone a different route.
She
with
definitely sees the opportunity.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who wouldn't seize the opportunity? Everybody that says that they're an asshole and says that they wouldn't do it, they're a liar.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're a
everybody's
liar.
basically saying is like your dad's a grown man, let him handle his own stuff.
Yeah.
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 How
Fair enough.
much of this story do you think would be like same exact story, but it was like her grandmother and her father was trying to handle the FMLA paperwork. How and like being like more controlling over it. How much do you think that would change people's view on this?
Probably, yeah. Because I've got something, and I won't speak on it.
That'd be
but,
tough.
Something similar, with my family, that I've got one family member that tries to be overly controlling of the grandparents, and yeah, we're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the situation, I guess. Is it like exact same situation?
Yeah, same situation, but the
So you got-
genders are changed.
You got an illiterate dad
Mm-hmm.
who's trying to fill out grandma's FMLA paperwork.
But and it's still got the spouse, right? Still got the husband.
No, like your father is trying to fill out your grandmother's FMLA paperwork, but your father is illiterate,
Right.
and you called him out on being illiterate.
But
No, not father. No,
No.
they are married.
But you said the father was
no.
doing the grandmother's
Sorry, no.
in this
Yeah,
hypothetical,
that's what I'm saying.
right?
It's like actually, there is no grand. My bad. I think I'm getting mixed up from another one.
Yeah.
Her dad
Yep.
and his partner.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been married for 15 years.
Yep.
So, saying his partner, not mom, saying that this is probably like a stepmom.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean.
So
there's-
instead, switch it around, mother and stepfather who's illiterate that's doing this.
So for
How
me,
different do you think that would change the story?
for me
No,
personally,
none.
I would probably do the same thing. I would try to handle my mom's stuff
Yeah.
because first of all, that's my mom. You're not family to me.
Yeah.
You know, like, hold on, we've been through way more than y'all have.
Right.
15 years ain't shit. I'm 35 years old.
Right.
You know, that ain't nothing.
Right. Right.
We've gone through 35 years of wars.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna take care of her.
Yeah. And even the thing that keeps getting me, I mean, the hypothetical situations.
And why isn't the brother stepping in too?
Right.
I'm not
Probably is.
He needs to step in too.
Let the background hype man.
Well,
like,
what people are saying is like neither of them need to step in. Like both of them just need to let them handle their own.
But
stuff.
it's still your parents,
Yeah.
and for me, if my parents needed my help, and it's very obvious that he needs some help. He can't if he can't fill out that paperwork.
Right. But the whole thing, the am I the asshole portion is the fact that she sees the golden opportunity to call her illiterate to her face, which is something that sounds like she's been long wanting to do. And that, yeah, you're the asshole for that. But
I don't think she is.
Well, the talk probably needed to happen to, hey, you aren't the best qualified individual to assist my father in this situation.
Well, I mean,
let me help.
At the end, she was like, she kept telling her, "Don't worry about it. I got this." Well, obviously you ain't got it. And after so many times of asking somebody to get something,
Right.
you're going to lose it. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, no. And especially it's your parents.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
It sounded like it was like one of those last nerve.
Like you, all right, you just hit it.
But I've got to get my point across because no matter what, you are not qualified to do this.
And you're not understanding what I'm saying, so I have to stoop down to this level to make you understand.
Like, look here, dummy.
Yeah.
You don't even know how to read freaking Dr. Seuss Fox on Socks.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
It's pretty sad. My 5-year-old son can read better than that.
Yeah, but back to your point about Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, he can't read, right?
He can't read, but you won't tell him that.
I tell him he can't read, but he still got
You
more
won't.
money.
You won't call him illiterate to his face.
Well, why wouldn't I? What's he gonna do? Knock me out?
Yeah.
I'll be rich.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. There's
Assault,
that.
brother.
There's that.
Please.
Oh man.
I'll take a punch from him.
Can we go off track for a second?
We already are off track. This is a show, man.
I mean, so I just want to touch into boxing.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah. So the Jake Paul fight.
Yeah. What about it?
Totally rigged. Totally.
so?
We can all agree on
100%
that.
rigged.
Okay.
He did not like we saw so many training videos of what Mike Tyson was able to do like leading up to the fight, and he was barely throwing any punches. He let that win.
See, I don't think it was rigged. I
was
think Mike Tyson's just old.
No.
No.
Because if you
He
saw the
is.
training videos, and
Dude.
you saw,
Look,
his last fight was a year ago.
Against Roy Jones Jr. I know what it
kicked
is.
ass.
I know.
Yeah.
Look, coming from somebody who's done MMA podcasts, I've watched a lot of those
But,
boxing,
like,
and
watch.
That's why I wanted to
watch
drop
his-
this on you.
yeah,
watch
so-
his old fights and then see like you gotta admit he was holding back or something.
Oh,
No, I just
God,
don't
he
think
was
Barely
he-
holding
throwing
back.
any punches.
I don't
hold
think he
back.
can move. I don't think he can move, and he definitely can't put no weight on that knee. He definitely
Was
cannot.
that an
do it.
injury that he had in this
Yeah.
past year?
Yes, he didn't wear it in the Roy Jones
Yeah, that's
fight.
why they didn't fight in July.
Yeah, it's a serious issue. I'm
Yeah, they
telling you right now, I don't think it was rigged. I just don't think. I think Mike Tyson was definitely talking to him and telling him like, "Hey," because he doesn't want to get knocked out, and he wants to save face. But I'm telling you, I think he was hurt, and I think that had a lot to do with it, and especially that knee, because you can see where he can, like against Roy Jones Jr., you can see the movement. It was there, and that fight, he was not moving the same. He could barely put any weight on that knee, and he couldn't plant. And it was hard for him to really throw anything and put power into it, because if you don't have your legs, you know from taking boxing, you don't have your legs, you're not going to get any power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give you the part about the knee, but the rest, I mean, it was rigged.
I won't say it was rigged, but I will say that there was definitely some coaching going on.
I will say the entire situation was just dumb. Like, first of all, I hate the Paul brothers. They're both just terrible people. I hate them. I've hated.
See, I don't mind Jake Paul.
No, Jake Paul and Logan Paul are just douchebags, and they are, especially like Logan Paul, the amount of dumb things that he's done and just posted on the internet, and like
like the Japan incident was absolutely
the whole
terrible.
Japan incident was awful. There was
was
another one
terrible.
that people don't talk about that I thought was also terrible, where he like basically like did a faked suicide prank in front of like a bunch of kids,
Oh wow.
and I was like,
Oh.
that's
See, I didn't know nothing about that.
wrong.
But I've seen his stuff. He's been wrestling in the WWE.
Yeah.
and is phenomenal.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then like,
he's great.
and then for Jake
Great.
Paul, like I will say Jake Paul is very good at playing a villain that you really want to see lose.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
he's a modern day Conor McGregor.
Yeah, and like,
Well,
but just like watching
nah,
a lot of stuff.
Connor can fight.
Well, Conor people still wanted
Yeah.
to win.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
thing is like so many people were saying is like, I really just want to see this smug guy just get his face kicked
Exactly.
in. And the one thing that a
Exactly.
lot of people were
Well, he's
complaining about, like,
lost already.
Yeah.
we
Also,
had the highlights
Tommy
right
Fury.
after that. People were saying, "I was like, I'm so glad that I didn't stay up to 11 o'clock watching this. That was so boring."
Yeah, the
Like even
buffering.
the highlights were boring.
No, I tell you what, that girls fight before it, phenomenal.
Yes.
I was able to catch the first fight where he kind of went like that on the guy in the
Oh,
corner.
yeah.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
That was
hilarious.
actually a pretty good fight though.
Now them girls, they tore each other up.
Yeah, they did.
But do you think the right person won that fight?
Nope.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I-
She was Puerto Rican, wasn't she? The one that
the one that
but
lost.
the Irish one is the one that won, right?
The,
Katie Thomas?
The Katie girl.
Yeah, I think it's
I
Katie
just
Thomas.
know because
I can't remember. Serrano, is it Serrano?
Yeah, Serrano.
Serrano.
Serrano should have won that fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Their first fight was fantastic too.
Yeah. I hope
Same
they,
outcome.
I hope they do a third fight.
Yeah.
But I mean,
You never know.
It's all
I
right.
thought
In a
Serrano
best of
won,
three,
for
in
sure.
a best of three, it's done.
It's
I mean,
over,
you're
yeah.
you're up 2-0. That's it.
Yeah, she don't have to do nothing.
No,
But unless you want money, and they could have headline. I mean, hell.
I don't know how much they made, but the fact that Jake Paul made what 40 million and Tyson made 20.
Everybody
I
was saying that. It
mean,
was
Well, he's
like,
the promoter.
At the end of the day, like Tyson got paid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
fans are upset, but Tyson's happy.
Well, he said straight up like he did it for his family.
Yeah.
His family needed the money, so he did it for his family.
Yeah,
I can
and
respect
that's-
that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's one thing that's like really weird because like I'm
Hell.
just worried about like what's going on. Like Jake Paul's head center is like, yeah, I was able to beat Tyson. It's like, yeah, in his 60s, other people beat Tyson in the past, but like that was in his prime.
Do you keep up with boxing a lot or anything?
Don't.
So do you know who Lennox Lewis is?
Sounds familiar, but no.
Yeah, I think that was Mike Tyson's last loss
Yeah.
professionally. I think. Don't quote me on it. I'm not sure.
Like in his prime.
Yeah.
And when was that?
That was after Evander
2000.
Holyfield. Because I think Evander and Lennox Lewis fought, and then Mike Tyson fought Lennox Lewis because he was a heavyweight champ at the
What
time.
year do you think that was?
It had to be like 2000.
Okay,
2000.
so
God, it
like
had to
at
be
least
early
20 years
2000.
ago.
Yeah, it had to be early
Yeah.
2000s.
Okay, so at least 20 years ago when he
Yeah.
was
Because I know
actually
the
serious loss.
Tyson Holyfield fight was like what 98, 99.
Something like that. And I think he went. I don't know if he went to jail in between that or not. I can't remember exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I was a bait. We were young, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
hell,
I was a literal baby.
98. I was like what 8, 9.
I can remember. And I won't say on camera where I was watching that, but I can remember watching that.
The Mike
And
Tyson.
that was about the same time. I also the same place I watched the Woodstock '99,
Okay.
where Limp Bizkit
Mm.
incited the
You
riot.
and Limp Biscuit. Jesus Christ.
But all right, well, we're probably gonna go ahead and end there, just
Okay.
because we are running up to like 50 minutes in the podcast.
Okay.
So
Oh,
we'll
sweet.
definitely do this another time
Yes.
because this was fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I really do like the setup, and yeah, well, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time,
Yeah.
we'll see you on Off Track.
appreciate you guys.
All right. This podcast is brought to you by 5 West Media Group.
Yep.
Thank you for all what you do for us. And Jordan, you're the man back there behind the scenes.
Yep. So 5 West Media Group. Anything that you need digital marketing, those guys are amazing. Well, the two guys and Jasmine are absolutely amazing. They're great. They work with you. They really listen to you, what your needs and wants are, and they take great care of you.
I appreciate that, guys. So if you guys are looking for any form of digital marketing, either it's SEO, web design, graphic design, videography, photography, you name it, we do it. And if we don't, we'll figure it out.